I gave you the world, you threw it away, leaving these broken pieces.
Hello, Hillwood. I'm Nikonti Joe.
And I'm Nabiha Khan.
And here's what's happening at HMS. Today's the last day to choose the king or queen of Hillwood.
Who will reign as monarch for the next year? The race is neck and neck, and our sources indicate the winner will be decided by today's action.
Do you want to be a library aide? You must pick up an application in order to apply.
Want to be part of Hillwood's award-winning cheer team? You must attend the mandatory cheer meeting. See the slide at the end of the announcements for times and dates.
The talent cheer takes place during 8th period today.
You'll get to see 6 talented students plus special performances by Vox and Harmonics Show Choirs and Mrs. Mejia.
Tickets are still available for low price of $3.
And that's the news. Here's what else is happening at
HMS.
Hello, Hillwood, and specifically 8th graders are going on the Washington, D.C. trip. It's hard to believe there are only 116 more days before we leave. This trip is going to be awesome. Before we go, there's a couple more things that you have to do. Okay? Number one, make sure your parents have filled out the form to get into the White House. If you do not get it filled out on time, you will not get to go. No exceptions. Okay? Go into the White House, that is, not on the trip. If you're not sure, have your parents ask me. Okay? I sent the parents a link in an email a couple of weeks ago. Number two, start getting your tip money in. That's $70. That pays for your t-shirts. That pays for your tip for our tour guides and our drivers. I take cash, check, or Venmo, so you can get that to me. The due date is April 2nd, but you can get it in to me now. This one's very important. Our roommate meeting is March 4th at 8 a.m. in Miss Mitchell and Mr. Shelton's room. You will choose your roommates in that meeting, 4 people to a room. If you do not attend, I will assign your roommates for you randomly. If you'd like to see who's going on the trip so you can start coming up with an idea, come see me at any time. Once we're in D.C., no roommate changes will be made, so make sure you choose wisely. On May 20th, we're going to have our final meeting before we leave. Please make all efforts to be there. And then finally, on June 2nd, we take off. Now, 7th graders, this next part's for you. For next year's trip, I'm holding a meeting on May 20th at 5:30 p.m. I'll talk about that again later. But this is your first opportunity to secure your spot for next year's trip. It is an amazing trip you don't want to miss that ends your 8th grade year. This year's trip sold out 2 weeks into school, so you don't want to miss that opportunity. If you have any questions, let me know. Coach Stitt, out.
I attended Hardin-Simmons University in Abilene, Texas. Well, I got an academic scholarship, full tuition, so that was a good fit for me. I would have to say advanced vertebrate. Advanced vertebrate's the first time we got to skin a cat and name all the muscles and then cut it open and go through the blood vessels and go through the organs. And it was a semester-long project with just one cat, and it was fun. It was definitely fun. Well, I had to write letters. I had to maintain at least an 85. I had an 88 coming out of high school, which was good enough for this challenge scholarship. We had to maintain a 2.5 each semester, so that was doable, just to maintain the scholarship. And actually, it's a Southern Baptist University, and they had chapel twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I did it for the first year, and then I found out because I worked also that I could get out of going to chapel, chapel was great, but, I believe I got into all the ones I applied. And I just applied to Hardin-Simmons, Texas Tech, Prairie View A&M University, but those other ones weren't talking about full tuition, so that's why I chose Hardin-Simmons. Man, I cannot. I'm so sorry. I have been back. I went back about 6-7 years ago to get a shirt that said Hardin-Simmons alumni, but as far as I don't remember. Nah. I know every year we were there, we won the it was NAIA. We were Division III. They won the conference championship in basketball, football all 4 years, and I think twice in basketball. So, and I mean, it just speaks to they only give away academic scholarships. So for them to get those athletes in, they were some talented kids at that, because they could have gone anywhere, and they chose to go to a Christian school. The craziest tradition is as freshmen, coming out of high school, we're all big bad seniors, and then you're thrown back into the freshman pool as in college. And we were made to wear beanies. The freshmen had to wear beanies, and if any upperclassmen caught you without a beanie on, then they would throw you in the pond. Well, I didn't ever get thrown in the pond, but I had heard about, so I didn't want to be one to get thrown in, so I wore my beanie. Oh man, the freedom, having to adjust, having to become an adult basically as a kid, having to make good decisions at a young age so you could be successful. That was the hardest, because I grew up in Abilene and I ended up going to school there. So all the kids that would come would, what do you do for fun? And my mom was a teacher, my dad was a pastor, so I didn't know what to do for fun, but just stay out of trouble. And so, I mean, just balancing that, you know, trying to come into your own and still take care of business. That was rough. It was a hard balance. I made it through. It wasn't at college, but when I was in college, my sophomore year of college is when I met my wife. And it was love. It's love at first sight is one of those things you hear about. But my roommate in college, I went to his. I had to stay. Went to his family reunion, and his first cousin was there. And I mean, just damn, that was the best. Just while I was in college, I met my wife. She wasn't at the college, but just that while I was in school, that would be the best thing, because I got 3 kids out of the deal. So.